In 1994, David Hahn, a teenage Boy Scout, created a nuclear reactor in his mom's potting shed. How? Over time, he slowly disappeared from his parents' watch, first getting kicked out of his bedroom because he was ruining the carpet with his experiments, then getting kicked out of the basement when he blew up some red phosphorus, and finally getting exiled to the potting shed where he had all the privacy in the world. So naturally, he decides to create a nuclear reactor, and he does. First, he pretends to be a professor and calls the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and no one verifies his identity, and they basically walk him through the process. But he still has to acquire the radioactive elements, which shouldn't be easy, but our Eagle Scout does it. David puts in a massive order for some smoke detectors, like 100, buys thousands of old lanterns and old watches from antique stores, and then extracts all the radioactive material from those. So he child geniuses this whole thing together, has a fully functioning nuclear reactor in his mom's potting shed, and then realizes that he's probably putting his neighbors in danger when he can detect the radiation 5 houses down. So he decides to get rid of it all by shoving it in the trunk of his Pontiac. And his neighbors are like, he's being super suspect, and they call the cops on him. So the cops show up, they do a little investigating, and then it takes almost half a year for the EPA to come and clean this up. And at that point, his mom had already started throwing away some of the contaminated things into the regular garbage. So if you are ever concerned that the government is watching your every move, just remember that a teenager bought uranium over the phone, built a nuclear reactor in his mom's backyard, and pretty much no one even noticed.